All right, welcome to the chemistry walkthrough of your chemistry kit. We're going to walk through this wonderful list of items to make sure you have everything that should be in the contents for your chemistry kit. So, first of all, let us locate our goggles here. These are your typical goggles that you would get in your chemistry kit. You can unwrap them, make sure everything's good to go, make sure you have all your vents, and you can adjust the size there on the side. So, we have our goggles, we have our laboratory apron, which I have mine hanging over here. You might want to find a place to hang yours up. That's where I have mine. We have a graduated cylinder, 10 milliliter plastic. So here's our 10 milliliter plastic. Make sure that it is indeed a 10 milliliter plastic graduated cylinder. Next we have a 100 milliliter graduated cylinder. So that's here. Again, we are looking at 100 milliliters for our graduated cylinder there. Next, we have our graduated cylinder 25 milliliter, which looks like this one. Again, we're going to go over here and make sure it is indeed a 25 milliliter graduated cylinder. And you can always look on the top to see what is the top measurement to make sure that you have the correct volume graduated cylinder in your kit. You need a beaker, a 150 milliliter beaker. Now, mine already contains, I've went ahead and put some test tubes in here, but I will go ahead and take these out just to make sure that we have the correct beaker. So this says 150 milliliter glass beaker. So here we indeed can see 150 milliliters glass beaker. So perfect. Then we have a 250 milliliter plastic beaker, which I also have some items here. Now you can also see on your checklist that you should have 3 of these items. So I do indeed have 1, 2, 3. Want to make sure that the volumes are correct here. 250 milliliters. We can see here we have 250 milliliters. Perfect. So we then have a glass 50 milliliter Erlenmeyer flask, which looks like this. So there's our 50 milliliter Erlenmeyer flask. I just think those are adorable, by the way. So anyway, but yeah. So that's our 50 milliliter Erlenmeyer flask. A 10 milliliter Luer-Lock syringe. I should have 3 of these. And these kind of look in these nice packaging here. There are 10 milliliters, so you can just keep these in the packaging. Just make sure you have 3. Again, 10 milliliters listed here. Next is a single pipette. I should have 6 single pipettes. And here I can see I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. So I have exactly 6 of these single pipettes. I should have a digital instant red thermometer, which is here. A read thermometer, not red, sorry about that, which is great. I think these are super nice, by the way. And then I've got some tape left over. So I've got that there. I should have 3 16 by 125 glass test tubes, and I can see here I have these glass tubes. I would not recommend keeping these on a table like so. I would put them into an empty beaker just to keep them from falling over, so that way you're not going to be in a mess another time. So we have 3 of those. You should have a test tube brush for cleaning out test tubes, so that should look like so, and that cleans out your test tubes. A single cup here. There should be 3 of these. So I have 1, 2, 3 of these cups. You should have these as well. A white plastic spoon, which I have here. I should have 3, and I have 1, 2, 3 indeed. A 5x5 reclosable bag. I should have 5 of these. So I'm gonna look here and see. Here are my bags. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. 5 bags. I should have pH test strips, a book of them. So here's 5. I'm sorry. Here's a book of, I don't have 5 of these. I only have 1, but this is a pH 1 to 14 universal indicator paper. You should have a 100 of these in this little booklet. I would just keep that inside the packaging. You're not going to use it yet, so just keep it there. Phenolphthalein solution, you should have 2 milliliter test tube. Should be capped off at the end, and it should say phenolphthalein. So it should look just like that. And that is your phenolphthalein indicator. There's information about the material safety data sheets there. Sodium hydroxide, 100 milliliters, should look like this. It should be a 0.1 molar solution of sodium hydroxide. Material safety data sheet can also be obtained by going on this QR code. And then your last item is 10 grams of calcium chloride dihydrate, which looks like this. And then you are good to go. If you can check off all those things, you have all of your chemistry kit. You should also have this wonderful electronic balance, which I did not see on the list here. I want to make sure that it's on here. I do not see it, but you should have it. It's the only thing that that is not on the list, but this is also for doing your measurements. So make sure that you know anything over, look at your capacities here. So just to be aware of the different measurements that you can make, making sure you're measuring things in grams. This is a very, very nice electronic pocket balance that you can use for getting your measurements and your masses. But that's that. So you should have everything you need. And then we will be getting started with our wet labs here in the next few weeks, but we want to make sure that everybody has the items they need before we get started. Everything looks the way it should. Make sure there's no cracks in your glassware. Make sure everything looks nice. And if everything looks nice, you're good to go. So I even recommend setting up a little table for your experiments away from everybody, maybe in a separate room, maybe in a study. I have my downstairs library where I put all my stuff together here, and I can do my chemistry and even write my stuff on my chalkboard here. So thank you, and I look forward to making sure that everybody has what they need. Have a good day.